All right. Hello, everybody. This is Mike from MBoxWave.com. It's been a while since I did a video, but the last video I did was about the auto floor ceiling indicator, and I got good feedback on that, and some people wanted to see more of that, and also as requested, I did some videos of watching the market the whole day, and I thought, okay, I could do that again, and somebody asked if I could do that with these lines here. I'm using the default settings. So I'll do that today, and I'll watch the markets from the open for a couple of hours and see if we can catch some trades. So I'll just start with the pre-market. This is the E-mini S&P. Markets have not yet opened. It's 8:50-ish. So I'll just do some pre-market analysis. People like to see that. And I'll start marking something. So since I have the auto floor ceiling lines, I'll be more particular about where I want to draw support resistance lines. But I've been eyeing some of these levels here, and I'm going to draw some support lines here. So this is Monday yesterday, and I want to see, where does price intersect, got turned around. So I like this level right here because it acted as support multiple times here and here and here. Okay, we had that. This is just, and this is like the low of the previous day. And, price got stuck around this level here. And then we had, this level here. I think that's it for now. If price continues to tank down, these lines won't have much effect. We'll see if there's more supply and selling. We'll see if these lines hold. Otherwise, I'll redraw some of the lines. For now, I want to draw on the histogram, to gauge how strong the previous day was. So if we, the MBox histogram, this can be done to see if it exceeds the previous day. So I'm just going to do that for now. See, if you do this, the thing about trading is you have to have a sort of plan, and drawing these lines helps come with a plan, right? So this is like the climax of the offers, and this is climax of the bids. So if something exceeds the previous day, I like to pay attention to it. So you can do this pre-market, start drawing up some lines, to have a plan for the current trading day. So now we got a bunch of lines. The orange ones are ones I drew. The green and red are the auto floor ceiling. All right, so for pre-market analysis, we are sort of downtrend, but it's kind of been ranging since the previous day. It just kind of went here and then it's gone down, and so we'll see. We're still like overall it's this huge just if you take a rectangle here, it's this range. Yeah, and there's trades to be caught in this range, but we're sort of in this range. So all right, I'm going to put the record on pause and come back after the markets open, and we'll see some more analysis. All right, so we're in for the first trade of the day, and about half hour after the market open, and I just got in about here. and I want to explain what happened. So I'm trying to look for trades based on the AutoFloorCeiling lines. And we had a double floor here. Now it's maybe hard to see because that's where I put my stop. But if I move it, you see that there's a, I'll just move it out of the way for now. There's a higher floor right here. Okay. And what that means is that price it came down, but it failed to make a lower floor, which means more volume going down. Okay, more supply volume. So the fact that it made the next floor higher was a failure to make a lower low with more volume. So there was more volume, and it was not a lower low, it was a higher low. So it's kind of like potentially a reversal. And we had, what's interesting, a total bid control dot here, which when price began to reverse, I considered it as a failed signal. Okay, so I had a double floor plus a failed total bid control. And you know, that's part of the basis for this trade. All right. The other thing here is that if you notice, we had a minus 104, minus 219. We had a lot more supply, failed to make a lower low compared to this, and we had less overall selling compared to this, right? You know, the bids, yeah, we can say they're kind of on the down here, right? But basically, this double floor, what I'm banking on is that it's going to hold. I removed the orange lines because it was getting kind of busy here, and you know, it was getting in the way. All right. So what we did do see is, you know, I had a case for, you know, buying. Looked like it was expanding, right? And you know, this way as well, right? And so here's the thing, somebody's probably going to notice this. They're going to say, well, what about here? The cumulative delta has more selling here, so is this kind of like, what about this? So we've got like buying expanding, selling expanding. Right, but the main thing here is that we did not make this lower low, and we spent more supply. MBox histogram shows less selling. Q delta shows more selling. So in the Q delta, it's a effort result situation on the fact that it didn't make a lower low. Whereas for the buying, I mean, it's subtle so far, but these are higher highs, okay, edging up. Well, this is the basis for the trade, and I'm just explaining my reasoning for it, right? I could lose it as well, but I thought there was a good case for it. So I put my take profit. Where did I put take profit? Here. So here, if you can see, was a also a floor line, right? So a lot of supply at this level. I thought putting my take profit here gives me a good risk to reward. So basically, I'm using the lines as my stop and take profit, right? Stop, take profit. So that's the basis of my trade here. Looks like we're decent shape. Buying is expanding, and the pace has switched to the offers now. Up $2,000, that's good. So let's put the record on pause and see what happens. All right, I'm back, and I just exited the position at here. I did not reach the take profit level, which was up here. I got a little concerned here and decided to bail, which is fine. All right. What did I see? You know, we have this drop. It's a consecutive drop. Here's a drop. Here's a drop. I mean, the buying, right? I could hold for one, but this one failed to expand and sort of have a pin bar here. And we're getting a total control, bit control on the intersecting this ceiling line. This is beginning to look interesting. I want to see if it holds. Maybe I'm going to get in here. I'm going to get in. All right. I got to figure out where am I going to put stops. So we didn't even finish explaining, but I'll put it above this bar. All right. So it's kind of all over the place. Anyway, so I got nervous, well, not nervous, concerned that we're not going to reach take profit because this looks like this actually became an effort result situation. Look at the size of this box and the amount of buying. This was a bigger box, about the same buying, so this was an effort result. We had a drop in demand from 285 to 114. Drop in demand, that didn't look good. Cum delta was on the rise, but these other factors, see, it was on the rise here, but we have less demand, divergence. Anyway, for those reasons, it was enough to exit the trade and just take the profit that I had, which is fine. It wasn't a 10-point confluence, so, you know, I adjusted my strategy accordingly. This trade I just took while I had the record on because this looked like a change of behavior. We ran out of steam. We hit the ceiling line, this green line, and we had a total bid control dot here. Right, so, you know, this is really just playing sort of the zigzags here. It looked like, you know, it looked like it's going the other way, so I'm playing the other way, right? It's not a 10-point, it's not 10 points of confluence sort of deal, but, you know, there could be some action here, right? I place the stop above the high, but the take profit at this floor line, you know. We'll see if it reaches it or not, you know, but this looked like a potentially, you know, correction or some kind of reversal, and so I'm playing it, right? It looks like a lot of selling is coming in. We've got good X pace here, and you know, if it begins to change behavior, if I get stopped, that's fine. You know, I'm playing these lines, so I'm banking that this ceiling is a we broke down through it, and I'm betting that it is, you know, a resistance line. So let's, I'm going to put the video on pause and let's see what happens. All right, so this ended up being a pretty decent trade, and I just got the take profit. To me, it looks like could continue. We'll see, but you know, I put my take profit so there, and so I took it. I saw the money and I took it, and I'm out of the trade. But you know, at this total bid control, that could have been an add-on right here. You know, but you know, this floor line, I wanted to, you know, keep it since I'm playing with these lines and seeing using that as a strategy, which could be repeatable by you folks. You know, we got a lot of selling here, a lot of this, and a lot of that, a lot of X space at the second total bid control dot. So here's interesting. Did anybody catch this? This orange line here, it exceeded the previous day. So we got a lot of selling, but the Q and delta didn't exceed. So we had a lot of selling here, and look at this. The buying exceeds the previous day in the Q and delta. So what does it mean? It looks like two different stories, right? We got more selling in the MBox histogram than the previous day, and more buying in the cumulative delta than the previous day in here in the cumulative delta. X-Base didn't reach those levels. So what does it mean? Well, like when people send me a chart, say, what does this mean? What does this situation mean? Somebody's going to ask me, well, what does this situation do? What do you do? I'm going to wait until I have more information, right? Yes, this and this are seemingly opposite pieces of information. We have a lot of supply here. This minus 408 looks like we developed a floor line here, which is expanding. And there's no decision I need to make right now, but I'm curious to see what happens. So let's wait and find out together. All right, well, now I think I can describe the story as I see it. About half hour since we made this here, we had, more selling in the MBox histogram, but more buying in the Q delta. What does it mean? Okay, well, here's what I think it means. All right, I just took a long position here after this total offer control. Okay, we have a double floor here. Here's a floor, here's a floor. If you can't see that higher floor, I'm going to move my stop for now. You see it? It's a double floor, okay? Which means that the heavy selling volume failed to make a lower low. Instead, it made a higher low, okay? We had a double floor here. We have a double floor here. So I'm banking on that this stopped the price, and we're going up. We had the total offer control here. Okay, and I'm going to explain what I think happened with, this and this. Okay, but I want to show what I thought was bullish. We had expansion, demand 124 to 120 to 206, expanding, making higher highs. Important, higher highs. This, we had the 139 here. It's a higher low compared to this and spent a lot more and achieved less. Meanwhile, what happened to the selling? Boom. Nothing. Had 139 and we got nothing. I mean, if you're if it's confusing sometimes to how do you make these comparisons, you see the 139 minus 139 supply, how much selling are you supposed to get? Well, I'll tell you what I do. I compare it to another wave that was similar and see how much selling it have. Well, here you go. Look at the beginning. Minus 104 produced this much selling. Minus 104. So this is more supply, minus 139, and produced literally zilch. So comparing to this wave, what it produced to this, I can conclude this is no selling. And it's a divergence of supply and no selling. Okay, there we go. Q delta is also running dry. So now the story of the MBox histogram being more than the previous day, Q delta buying being more than previous day as well. Which one is correct? Well, they both are correct, right? But in the context of this, if I scroll down, right, this is now to me climactic. Okay, this is climactic volume, bam, and climactic selling. And at these lines, these two floor lines, they found the climax. That's what I'm banking on, that this was the climax. So these were immensely useful, this double floor, immensely useful. Okay, and and this, exceeding the buying of the previous day, well, I guess it turned out not to be as important, but this played the role because I identified this as a climax. This was, it was buying, and then we went to selling, okay? It just didn't seem as important as this anymore to me. All right, and then what do we had? We had a total offer control here, and then it whiplashed, and we had a total bid control. And what does that mean? Here, two seemingly contrary signals. Well, It's not a bad sign here because this bid total control, we see that there's no selling, okay, on this supply. It became a failed signal. And the thing is, I didn't make any decisions. I did not make any decisions until I saw this total offer control. Then I knew that these dots had resolved, right? And that it looked bullish to me, right? Also, we see that the buying increasing, okay? Look like we have a ceiling line here, okay? So higher highs should produce ceilings and lower lows should produce more floors. And where there's a higher floor, pay attention to that. Here. It's not 100%. It doesn't, you can't just say, oh, Mike, just program a strategy and, just whip it out each time. No, you got to read it in the context. That's the holy grail, reading it in the context. So I made my bets. I hope this is it for me today. I don't want to, ready set for a couple hours here, and I don't know how long this is going to take, but I'll leave it on in the background, and I won't be. I don't think I'll be meddling too much unless I see something critical, but I'll give it some time. Let's come back and see what happens. Boom. And there it is. There's our take profit. We hit right on the money. I wasn't concerned about hitting it. We had more total here, total offer control, total offer control, total offer control is just going crazy. Had a triple algo here. It could have been an add-on, but we were close to hitting it, and that's where I want to leave it. Made almost 12 grand in profits. Very happy with today. And I was glad that I was able to show how I interpret the AutoFloorCeiling lines, right? A couple last things to point out here. After this double floor, we made a higher floor, right? So it's showing like a trend. Higher floor. Ceilings, higher ceilings. That's good. Price is going up, right? Is it going to keep going up? I don't know. I'm out. Once I'm out, it doesn't really matter, right? And taking a long position here is definitely not what I would do. It's the demand is increasing slowly, but the buying doesn't look very strong, and the cumulative delta is going sort of horizontal. That's what I see. So I'm happy that this was where I got out. While it may go up further, I don't know, but it's kind of, the buying is horizontal in the MBox histogram, it's horizontal in the cumulative delta, right? We had this X pace here, right? Is that going to bring new buying, or maybe it's climactic? I don't know. But knowing that it gives hesitancy, right? I think holding on to this position, I would be hesitant. That's enough to get out. That's it. That's all I got to know is that, there were enough reasons to get out, and that was it. Besides hitting the take profit, which was at this ceiling line. Anyway, I think that the opportunities with these lines and the XKontrol are abundant. Just wait for price to interact with these lines. They're very good guides. It's a very good algorithm that I came up with years ago. It's very effective. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.